Hey everybody, and we're back. So I'm just loading this up and we'll continue on. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. So last I left off, I was yes, how could I forget? Just gonna pick up some random goodies in here. And again, I love this these notes, these files that are left around. I mean, and not to mention they're written in English. You know, they must be, because unless Leon has like a little Google Translate on his phone or whatever, and he's like instantly translating from Spanish to English what they're saying. But even so, like, don't leave notes around that tell the enemy exactly what you're doing. That doesn't make any sense. Why can't you just communicate it to that person? It's almost like they're bragging, like, oh, I can't wait for him to fall into my trap, you know? It's the ultimate villain, the ultimate villain flaw, which is just amazing to me. And it's just like, I can't think of an action movie or like a superhero movie or anything like that that features a villain that doesn't really do that. It's kind of like that, their biggest flaw, and I just don't know. I'm sure there are movies or other things out there that don't have villains doing that, but I just can't think of one at the moment. Ooh, nice double kill right there. I'll get this one dude right here. Let's see. Oh my god. This actually really caught me off guard. I didn't even realize an enemy can jump on this thing. So I'm sitting here, and unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was so focused on sniping that I didn't even realize they could jump on your cart there. Just gonna continue because I'm not gonna go all the way back. Oh no, I thought I did click continue, but I guess I'm just gonna load up because I'm not too far behind, to be honest. But I don't even know where that guy came from. I'm kind of like, I mean, certainly as I played it, I didn't even realize he was there, and I still can't tell where he came from, but I don't know. Just gonna go back. Yeah, this time I'm kicking doors down because I'm pissed. Unbelievable. It would have been nice if Ashley would have said, "Hey Leon, there's a guy on top of here." No, she just wants to sit there like a complete airhead. Thanks, Ashley. I mean, I understand she can't fight. She can't defend herself. Well, she can sort of defend herself later in the game, but she has eyes. They work. She doesn't have to be a combatant to have them work. So, okay, this time no chances. Oh Lord, have mercy. She's really not doing that like whole fist bump. Yes. Yep. She's not gonna get laid in this game, just saying. I have no idea where that guy came from. Must have been Spider-Man or something. Just gonna knock these guys off. Just make sure I'm completely... My guard is up because I'm just thoroughly confused at this point. And I'm still confused. I don't know what happened there. That was just a weird set of circumstances. But at least we're almost there, so I think we're good. Hop off here. Fantastic. Alright, at least that particular attempt went without incident. Just gonna see what's going on over here. There might be some things I can grab, some goodies I can grab, and then take it from there. So, I have to say, just kind of reflecting on my childhood. I know this is gonna be really random, but like, it's kind of interesting to realize how much of a dick kids can be. Seriously, sometimes I just look at little kids and I don't have kids of my own, not yet. The plan is I will be having kids one day. We'll see. Have to work on a few factors first, obviously, a few logistics. But when I was a kid myself, I was an ass. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that didn't work out well for those guys. One of the big dick moves that I made was whenever my parents would buy me, what was it, Lucky Charms? I would always eat all the marshmallows and just leave the regular cereal part of it behind. I mean, come on. They had to know that some kids were gonna do that. I'm sure that there were some good kids that actually ate the whole thing. But you know me, I love sugar. Who doesn't? Okay, excellent. So this yellow cat's eye. I forget. I think it goes in the beer stein. It's been a while since I got a cat's eye, so. Alright, so that beer stein is complete, which is excellent. So I'm gonna go right back down. And seriously, those cereals are just unbelievable. But then I hated when, like, if I didn't seal up the Lucky Charms, bag inside the box, then the marshmallows would get like really hard and they wouldn't be good to eat. So that would kind of be a little crappy. So I'm going to sell it to this guy right here.
Got a selection of good things on sales. What are you selling?
Let me just see if there's anything else I can sell. The elegant mask, I'm still missing something. One of the gems.
What are you buying? What are you buying?
But speaking of life is something, isn't it?
Is that all, stranger?
Go ahead and customize this a little bit. I don't know how far I want to go with these weapon upgrades with particular ones. I upgraded most of the weapons I upgraded fully are the main ones that I wanted to upgrade fully, like the shotgun, the strikers specifically. When I learned that if you fully upgrade it, you can have 100 rounds in it, I said, count me in. I gotta get this. I really have to get this. So I did. I didn't, obviously, in the previous playthroughs, so I think it was worth it. And it's pretty freaking powerful. I mean, it's a shotgun after all, so of course it's gonna be. So where am I headed? Silent Hill, apparently. No, I think I know where I'm going here. Yes, this part. Okay, so we're gonna check out what's going on over here. Don't think there's anything to pick up, as far as I can tell.
You better stay outside. Ashley, go hide.
Yeah.
See, that's good. At least he had the presence of mind to... Well, I mean, it makes sense because he read that file. That was so conspicuous. I like this first-person perspective, by the way. Like, what is this, Call of Duty? And this dude right here. Quietest MF ever. Oh my god. Ouch. Where the hell was he that he was able to just sneak up on Leon like that? Guess he must be related to Snake. Oh god. Oh god, I definitely missed that one. That is brutal. And you can't... Oh my gosh, he just tossed him like a rag doll. That's terrible. And there's no coming back from that. You miss one QT in this game, most of the time you're done. You're done. At least with something like Heavy Rain, not all the time. Some of the QTs are kind of a one-time thing, but at least most of them, if you miss one QT, like if you're in a fight scene, you still have the chance to kind of recover. It'll play out a little differently, but at least you have a chance to recover. Like, you seriously have to mess up, like, phenomenally, like, epically, to completely mess up a boss battle. Alright, okay, this time I'm ready. I am ready for this dude. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen.
Hasta luego.
Oh dear God, really? Really, this is not Terminator 2. Oh, whoops. Oh, what? Okay, what the heck is this? What am I even looking at here? This is disgusting. I'm assuming the middle part is the sensitive part. That's one thing about these newer Resident Evil games. There's some very obvious, what people like to call fuck me spots, like for bosses. What did he oh, I guess he doesn't want me up there apparently. So should I just stay down here? I guess I will. I guess I'll kind of hang out down here for the time being. Where is he? I think I will just focus on that middle area. Like I said, with the newer Resident Evil games, there's like these, with the bosses, it's pretty obvious for the most part where you're supposed to shoot at an enemy, and it's almost like insulting a player's intelligence. Let me see here. I can't see this guy. I really guess I'm not allowed to go up there. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Better heal. And, oh my gosh. What's he gonna do? I guess that wasn't too bad. It could have been worse. Didn't really seem to hurt me a lot. Okay, the legs should not be walking that much. Disconnected from his body. Unless this whole Plagas thing works completely differently than a standard human nervous system. Maybe it does, because it does say that it does inhabit the nervous system in one of these files somewhere. I have no idea. Oh, I'm used to just zombies at this point. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea, and I understand their need to shift their desire, the game makers, I mean, their desire to sort of shift the enemy type completely. I guess that was a bit of a letdown. Well, that's convenient. You know, but so I don't really have a problem with the fact, with the Las Plagas, the whole concept of that. I just have a problem with, we're not even gonna pay too much detail, pay too much attention about the little detail about Umbrella going down. I don't know. And then in Resident Evil 6 you have Neo Umbrella, so it's just a whole big mess of things. And there's actually a lot, to be honest. As much as I've played Resident Evil, there's a lot of elements to the story, to the whole like timeline, that I'm still not clear on. I guess that's probably why I should play the Umbrella and Darkside Chronicles. I played a little bit of each, but I got stuck. But I want to play them because I'm very curious about them. They do look like they have some interesting kind of story arcs. Oh, that's gross. I just love how the room I'm in conveniently knows that I've beat the boss and it's time for me to get out.
Are you okay, Leon?
Okay. Well, that saves me the trouble of having to find her, so that's good. So now that we have this eye, this fake eye, false eye, can go back to that door with the retinal scanner, which that would be the last thing I would expect in a place like this. But anyway, you know what? Just looking at the scenery, it is really creepy. It is genuinely creepy. So kudos to them. And speaking of the creepiness factor, I'm still pretty fascinated by the earlier builds of this game. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding it, but I think in one early kind of version, I don't know if it's version or anything like that, if it was actually, no, it was fully developed because there's some gameplay footage, there's some footage of it in an earlier build of this game, earlier version of it. Apparently there were some supernatural elements to this. Leon had to fight like a ghostly thing, something like that. I'm not even sure. I have to look at it again. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the name of that version of the game is 3.5, but I could be wrong. And I do know that the earlier versions of this game were scrapped and wound up becoming Devil May Cry, which, but when I learned that was actually pretty interesting. Of course, everybody knows that now, but that kind of blew my mind. But now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense because, for example, if you look at the animation that plays when Leon opens a door, certain doors that have the green lettering on them, very similar to what you see in Devil May Cry. And by the way, I only played the first Devil May Cry. I never played any of the other ones. To be fair, and I know a lot of people are actually fans of Devil May Cry, I really didn't like it that much. This is gonna be our next significant location. But first, gotta be very careful here. Let's see what we have. We have a bunch of dudes up there, the usual. And one more guy. I think that might be it for now, but let's move on up a little bit. I have to admit, this truck got me a few times. So let's just make sure I get this driver. Be calm, cool, and collected. Sweet. So anyway, Devil May Cry. I played the original one, and I honestly, you know, when I first played it, I mean, it looked awesome. It looked excellent. You know, it looked beautiful. Interesting concept with everything, and I liked some of the music. But I said, I don't really like this game so much. But to be fair, it was because I had a very sort of closed-minded view. Almost like, oh, you know, if the makers of the this was made by people that made Resident Evil games, it has to be as good as Resident Evil. It has to be very similar to Resident Evil. And it wasn't. For example, no puzzles, as far as I can tell. What? How did this guy get past? I don't even know. Oh god, Ashley. Why does she get in front of me? Yeah, get in front of a man with a gun. That makes a lot of sense. I understand she's inexperienced with combat, but even I would know. Step the F out of the way of the guy trying to protect you with a gun. Crying out loud here. Oh, she's still doing that stupid gesture. Oh my god. Resident Evil is a lot of things, including corny. Like, if you really think about it, for example, look at all the games. And they almost always pair a male and a female character in all of the games. I know there's some exceptions. I know Resident Evil 6 had a lot of exceptions, like Chris's campaign was with Piers, another male, and the list goes on and on. But for the most part, well, the list goes on and on. That's the only part of that list. But for the most part, the game seems to follow that standard of male, female pairings. So you would think, oh, wouldn't it be inevitable, you know, that characters develop romantic interest in each other? And you never see anything like that. Except, you know, Claire and Steve and Code Veronica, and even that was just kind of very tame. You don't see anybody kissing, you don't see anybody this or that. And that's interesting in a good way, and also interesting in kind of a surprising way. But here we are. Significant location change, and also now we're on to Act 3. So lots of things incoming, folks. Please do stay tuned.